What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video.
That's me, Brian, and I'm a short-haired guy. Well, at least that's what I've always thought of myself as. But in this video, you're gonna see what happened when I gave up haircuts about 3 years ago. And it all started February 2017. In this video, I'm going to show you the different phases through the hair growth, how it looks, and what it's like to get through the awkward phase, and then kind of what it looks like as you go years and years and years into it, because I want to inspire you to grow your hair if you're one of those people who wants to grow your hair. Now, the number one thing that people ask me is, what do you do to get through the awkward phase when you first start growing it? And the thing I always say is your best friend is going to be hats, caps, and beanies, because your hair's not quite long and heavy enough to sit back. So when it dries, it'll start fluffing and puffing up and it'll look absolutely terrible, whereas a hat or a beanie can hold it back. All right, by this point, we're starting to get a little bit of some length. We're starting to be able to do things. Now, I want to give you guys some tips when it comes to hair growth. Number one, I would say, is don't overuse shampoo. People like to use it every single day, but shampoo actually strips your hair of its natural oils, and your natural oils are what make it look good. It also keeps it healthy, so try not to shampoo too often. My suggestion would be somewhere around once a week, twice a week if you have to. But yeah, once a week or even a little bit less is totally fine. Now, another tip that is really gonna help with the awkwardness of your hair growing out is don't just start from a shaved head where all of your hair is the exact same length. It would be helpful for you if you start growing it with your top a little bit longer and your sides a little bit shorter, because when it first starts growing out and everything's growing at the same time, your sides will poof really hard and your top won't have enough length to fall back and it'll look super freaking goofy. So have a couple inches on your top and keep your sides short, then start letting it all grow out at the same time, and it's gonna help make it look so much better. All right, now we're coming up on about a year. Now you put in a lot of work, or you've just refrained from cutting your hair. It's not that much work, but you've gotten some length to your hair, but it's not quite long enough and heavy enough to wear completely without any accessories. So the number one accessory that I suggest is a CrossFit headband. These things are extremely useful because you can put all your hair back, just pull the headband, the CrossFit headband over it, and it'll hold everything back, but still let your head show and let your hair show, so it is a cool little style. It's not for everybody, but for me, this is what I was relying on heavily. You can also still do hats and beanies and things like that, but CrossFit headbands for me, you can get them in a bunch of different colors. They can match your shirt. I think it's a cool style. And if you guys want to check this out, people always ask me, I'll just put it in the link in the description below so you guys can go right to this exact same one that I have. Now here's the moment that we've all been waiting for. You're about a year and a half into your hair growth and you can finally use hair bands. Now this is the time where people get all uppity because it might not be manly to have a man bun, but I would argue that it's manly to just be yourself unapologetically and not worry about what everyone else is saying is manly or not. So if you want to do a man bun, do that gosh damn man bun. Now there's two different styles that you can do, and I'll show you these right now. You can do a full man bun like this, where basically you're going from the back of your head, you're taking your thumbs and wrapping it all the way around, getting all of the hair from the back of your scalp, the back of your neck, going up over the top of your ears and gathering all that hair, and then finally the top hair. And you're just gonna try to keep it all as tight as you can until you get it to the desired top of your head, however high you want the man bun to be. You can make it a little bit more pineapple-y, or you can have it a little bit more behind your head. And then you're just going to hold that with your right hand as tight as you can. With your left hand, pull the headband over, twist it, and then put it over again. That's gonna take a ton of practice. When you get it down, it'll be super easy, but at first it's really tough. The other style that I really like is a half up, half down kind of thing. This is my absolute favorite. Not for everybody, again, I think it is really cool if you have curly hair like me. And this one goes like this. Basically, you are just going to take your thumbs and trace from your ears all the way to the back of your head, leaving, I would say, about 1.5 inches worth of hair under your thumbs. And you're just gonna take that top part and do the same thing that you did with the full bun. You're just going to snap your headband around it twice, and that will be like a little mini man bun, but then you'll also have kind of like a little mullet, but you just pull those pieces around your shoulders, and that kind of makes this cool half up, half down, kind of Aquaman, kind of cool Obi-Wan Kenobi, Qui-Gon Jinn type thing. All right, now from somebody who's been growing their hair for a really long time, here are some more tips. Make sure you condition your hair often. Every day if you feel like it, every other day if you feel like it, but just condition it often. Let that conditioner sit in your hair for 3, 4, 5 minutes before you wash it out. It's gonna make your hair not tangle, which is gonna feel great, and it's also just gonna like re-nourish and nutrify your hair, which is fantastic. Now the next thing that's highly debated is how do you dry your hair when you get out of the shower? A lot of guys, if it's your first time having longer hair, you'll just immediately grab the towel, dry your whole body off, and then dry your hair off. That's what I was doing, except it frizzes your hair big time. It makes a bunch of like frizzies, your hair looks terrible after that. So there's 2 things that you can do. You can, one, just air dry it. So you just squeeze all the water out, and then you put your hair in a man bun, and you go about your day and let it air dry. And then when you let it down, it'll be kind of like how my hair is right now. A little bit wet, but it'll hold its shape, and then as it dries, it'll have these big clumps of hair instead of big frizzes, and it looks great. The other thing that you can do is you can use a t-shirt. This comes from the curly girl method instead of a towel, and the reason is because a t-shirt is all flat fabric versus a towel having lots of little fibers that will pull your hair apart. Stay away from waxes and different comedogenic products for styling your hair if you are acne prone. So basically, when you put waxes like Crew or pomade in your hair, my hairband's having a hard time coming out. When you put those things in your hair, it does help to shape it. Sometimes it helps to keep it in one place, hairspray, etc. But when you sweat, when your hair gets wet, when that comes down your face, your pores will clog really bad. For me, it causes cystic acne. Also, it can cause these little pimples like this one, and that's just because I didn't either wash out the conditioner and shampoo all the way, or because I was using products. So what I would say is if you do need something to shape your hair with, or just to keep the frizz down a little bit, you can look at different products, but what I like to use is just using a facial skin moisturizer, the same one that you use on your face that's non-comedogenic, doesn't cause you acne. Just using a small dab of it in your hair while it's still wet, and that'll give it a little bit of some moisture that will help keep those frizzy hairs down. So there you have it, almost 3 full years with never getting a haircut, and these are the results. This is what my hair looks like. My plan is to let it grow until I can donate it for like hair for kids. Basically, they make wigs out of real human hair and give it to kids who have cancer. That's my goal, and then I'll grow it all out again just because I love the journey and I think it's really fun, all the different phases. So I hope this was entertaining for those of you who just wanted to see what it would look like for a guy to grow his hair out for 3 years. I hope it was educational, informational for those of you who needed the tips, and also just inspirational for those of you who were on the fence and maybe now you are ready to start that massive hair gain growth, son. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you get a big old thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Team Beyond the Week, CT.
Lift heavy or die Myron, motherfucker.
Team Beyond the Week.